You already know what it is. Holla at your boy, Mr. Easy. Does it. Just America. That's TV. You know what I mean? What is the next process stage after Mockery? What is the next process after that? What is the next when you overcome the trolling? What is the next step when you look like the character from the books that they read about that overcomes obstacles and is no longer um, in a state of what would look like um, despair and starvation and um, in a space of um, an easy target to be the laughing stock or someone that they would not take serious? What is the stage of mockery after those um, um, characteristics of judgment? You know what I mean? Like, what do people say after that? What do people say when you win? What do people say when you be like, yo, you heard that rumor? Like, no, it's not true. What do the people say after that when they realize that? When there's nothing to talk about from stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do people say after that? Like, what is the reaction? Um, what is the narrative? You know what I mean? When you like, yo, he got better. You know, this, he sounding like a pro. He sound better than the people that they thought was better than. Oh, so now it becomes a joke. Now it becomes um, stand up comedy. You know what I mean? Like now it's comedy, and that's what it is. It's comedy now. But what happened to the seriousness of looking at someone and saying, "Yo, homie's really serious about his crap. Your homie wasn't bullshit. Homie was sticking to his guns and staying on point. And in the midst of adversity, he was jumping over hurdles. You know what I mean? Like, what is the mockery? And where do the people stand that they hold up on a pedestal that are in charge of these um, um, plots to mock the people that actually um, get the job done? Like what is the topic of conversation in those aspects and in that realm of world that people do that type of stuff? It ain't really much to say. You know what I mean? You notice the reaction of someone when it's like, yo, let me see what he gonna say. Let me see what he gonna do. Let me see what song he gonna make. I'm like, damn, song after song, um, progress after progress, um, um, mockery after mockery. You know? I'm like, yo, are you really saying these things? Are you really? Does it does it not apply to you that when you in a state of mockery, right? And that means that this is what I learned. This is what I learned. The people that's in the position of mockery look up to the people of value. The people of value if they not level-headed, grounded, and confident in who they are, may look to the people that are in position of mockery, critique, and trolling to gain some type of respect or gain some type of confidence, right? Not knowing that in all actuality, the mockers want to be the people of value. This is when the jobs and the careers, and if it's noticeable to you, so someone is critiquing and they're mocking and they're trolling and stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, it's a joke to you what I do. Okay, maybe you think I'm funny. Maybe you think humorous. Maybe you think, you know what I'm saying, I could snap roast. You know what I'm saying? Um, but can you take a joke and also can you receive the criticism and the trolling that you give off? Boy, them disappear, them get serious. You feel me? Or they get offended. So it's like weird though. It's weird, very weird. So, what is the stages after mockery, or is it all just become a joke? Or sometimes it's like there's mockery, right? Or there's jokes, but it's a million niggas standing around, or a million people standing around, and the joke or the troll is not even funny, but the people around is laughing because it's the cool thing to do, but it's not funny. So then when the roles reverse, you like, yo, fam, it's my time to joke, it's my time to snap. Then they get serious, you know. So what is the stages after the mockery, and what is not? It's not even just the mockery. What is the levels when you find out that the person that you trolling actually knows, or they're multifaceted, or they're very diverse in how they live their lives, meaning the different categories of interest that interest people. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I didn't know homie knew about that, or I didn't know this person had this skill, or I didn't know this person saw life like this. You know what I'm saying? See life through these lens and these scopes and these spectrums and stuff like that. I didn't know that. Yeah. Um, but it'd be like, damn, let me go check out what he talking about. Oh shit, this nigga really about his, you saw his abs? Um, you hear his music? Um, you see how he look? um, you see how he glowed up? You hear his voice? You know? So what is the mockery after that? What is the mockery? You know what I'm saying? Uh, there usually isn't. You know what I mean? Usually isn't. And it's like it's like it's a trick that I use, right? It's a trick. It's like your subconscious mind. It's mad thoughts, right? And it's something I learned a long time ago. So there's negative and there's positive thoughts and shit like that. And then your mind, it's different bubbles. It's like um, you in a room or a comic, and there's different bubbles of chats in your mind. Da, 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 da. It's all over, and you just it's like clearing your phone when they got too much. data on there. It's like, you know what I mean? So individually, you get to take away those thoughts so that you think about nothing. And when you think about nothing, you see things clear. And when you see things clear, now the vividness and the clarity of how you see things and shit like that. So you lay back and you're like, yo, for years, I've allowed people to critique who they thought I was, who I am, and who I'm going to be, and the elevation of where I'm going, right? And this is just an example because I stopped doing that years ago. So I really don't listen to people unless I'm getting some type of insight or advice from people and shit like that. Feel me? So if it makes sense, I'm like, okay, cool. That's dope. I understand that. And then it's like, wait, this can't be the motherfucker that's critiquing me because you want to be like me. You feel me? But you have to mock, right? Because you don't see yourself going through the process of who you really want to be, right? So there's always going to be a challenge, a distraction in order for you to look at yourself in the image of the mocker so that you can feel like you fitting in to the crowd that's mocking you. Because then you won't do what the fuck you really want to do. You feel me? So these are just thoughts that come to me as I'm on a journey, on a walk, in my process of living and opening up portals to myself. So I'm like, yo, no one ain't gonna fucking load up these instrumentals and rap on them. It's not, isn't that how we came up? Isn't that how we came up? Yo, now it's overkill. So you telling me that when I was growing up and you went to get the CD with 50 instrumentals in there and there was mixtapes with 50 instrumentals in there and and you couldn't wait for your favorite artist, rapper to spit to those freestyles. Now it's it's overkill or it's overkill to have your own identity. Um, because you're not like the norm. So when you're not like the norm, and I don't even know what the norm is, it's like, yo, you you don't fit in with us. I'm like, my nigga, it's called Us TV. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Did you not listen? No, because you're too busy trying to be a mockery of what you want to be. You feel me? So you say to yourself, um, I'm not um gonna go through that because I don't want to do that shit and I don't want to go through that process and I don't want to go through that. So you want to be the replica of the high value men, the high value women. And then you want to be around those people who value the popularity of being of a likable crowd to a certain extent. Meaning, I don't want people to like me for who I'm not. If who I'm not makes me feel uncomfortable, I want you to like me for who I am. And if you don't like me, know that I'm being myself. It doesn't matter if you like me or not. So when I'm around you, and I'm showcasing my skills, you respect my craft, not necessarily you having to respect me. Feel me? Because I have a different of perspective from your mockery, or your mockery hasn't phased me in a way that would sway me away from elevating in my career, right? So in the midst of mockery and cynical opinions, you had to maintain some type of self-esteem and some type of I don't want to say words like dignity and integrity and stuff because it's all subjective. Stay yourself throughout all the critiques of who people think you are, and elevate so much that you are able to congratulate yourself, because in the midst of you elevating yourself and you coming up with like, yo, damn, I'm thinking on a different level now. I look like I'm on a different level now. I feel like I'm on a different level now. What reward is that? What reward can someone say, especially if they were mocking you? Because it was the easiest thing to do was to laugh at you and not laugh with you. So now I'm laughing and I'm like, yo, this is what niggas were scared to do? I'm laughing because I'm like, yo, that's all I have to do to get to the next level of success, was to finish my process and get mocked by people who don't even fulfill or go through the process of who they really want to be. Okay. I mean, joke's on you now, right? Um, but you won't want to laugh. You probably would cry. You know what I mean? Because that's how the world works. So it's like you're going to cry or you're going to feel some type of way. So what's the next step after mockery? Now it's a seriousness to it now, because the professionalism of who I am and my choice of character no longer entertains foolishness if it's not in the laughing factory of entertainment and me showcasing myself as some form of laughter in the midst of me being who I am. You know what I mean? So if I'm in a movie and I'm acting and it's funny, yeah, you laugh. But when it comes to overcoming, and this is what a lot of people deal with. So a lot of people deal with this because yo, you think I'm good enough? Can I showcase who I am? Da, da, da. And myself, sometimes I observe. And I do too much observing sometimes, but it's not really too much. It's like you go from there's people around, right? And everyone thinks that their way is the way, right? And then you learn, okay, now the results that I got from your way did not fulfill or surpass my expectation for myself. So now I have to do it my way, and you would have to watch the process of me doing it my way because of the results that I keep getting every time I progress step by step. You feel me? So how would you know these things? Because I actually lived, experienced, walked, met people, put to action the applications of what I was learning every single time. It was a point one time when I rapped different because I was reading so much. Every time I read a book, I learned, I put that word in a rap as soon as I learned it ASAP. Then once I learned it, I'm like, yo, okay, I understand it now. I get the concept. Da 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 da. Then I learned a simple way of putting together my raps. Then I learned to open my mind up and clear my thoughts and not want to write and not hear melodies and all this other shit. So in that moment of you freestyling your life, you're gonna look like a zigzag art piece or imagery or some type of, it's like a fly flying around and all over the place, and you're gonna be like, yo, I'm trying this style, I'm working on this um, uh, clothing style or this pattern um, of rap and stuff like that. And you're doing all of that shit, and you're learning yourself. And people watching from the outside, they're like, I don't understand it. But the only thing to do is to make a mockery of it. But that can't affect you because one, people gotta laugh, right? They gotta laugh, especially if it's done in a parody type of way. But if you just mocking just to mock, I understand that you don't have the skill set or you admire the skill set that you're mocking. And it's easy for you to mock. So if I put you in position and be like, yo, let's go to the studio, let's talk about business, let's talk about something. And I put you in that room and I'm like, okay, express yourself. Talk about your ideas and talk about where you see yourself and talk about what your plan is and what your goal is and stuff like that. It's easy from the outside looking in to mock that situation. When you put in that situation now, it's normally like silence, confusion. I don't really know who I am. my skills are. I don't know. I don't really know what my talent is. I don't really know what direction I'm going in. What do you think? Hmm. What, what do you see? Hmm. Now it's a different conversation, right? So you can't really listen to people when they talk about other people, and I don't really indulge into those conversation of when people are just talking about people in like ways of like, you know what I mean? It's more so now, yo, bro, you gotta let them do what they want to do, make them figure it out how they want to figure it out. Once they figure it out, how they figure it out, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna pick and choose the path that's best for them. As long as you are in a space of a path that is comfortable to you and the people that you surround yourself with, then you could live as freely and as happily as you want to live because you're not swayed or you're not affected by other people's opinions of what they see for you. You know what I mean? Like, I see this for you, I see this for you. But let me put you in perspective. Let me put you um in clairvoyance, if that makes sense, of what I'm doing and where I'm going and stuff like that. You don't have to get it. You don't have to understand it. Yo, you supposed to do that. Yeah. I could break down so many different things of why stuff didn't happen. But now I'm like, yo, I don't need to do that. Because I don't even want to put my mind in the space of why things didn't happen. I'm only putting my mind in the space of how things, not even how, it's the process and the taking action, stuff like that. Yeah. And then that word comes again, serendipity, that magical moment that happens, you know what I mean? So that when you finally get it, you know what I mean? So um, it's easy now to express myself, right? Because I express myself the way I want to express myself. People don't have to understand. It's not made for them to understand. It's not made for them to understand because they're going to come up with their own mockery of what they think should be happening. I see you like this and I see you like this. I'm like, no. Witness me become the person who you thought that you were mocking. Right? And now I'm so fucking full of myself that I make you feel uncomfortable. Not intentionally, but I want you to feel uncomfortable to the point where you feel like you have to have something going about yourself around me. Because that's how it was when you going through them stages. Like, yo, I'm in my thugged out stage. Yo, I might have lost, you know what I'm saying, lost some things of value and stuff like that. I may have put myself in a labor situation where I had to work towards something. I had to put myself in a research mode. I had to put myself in a rebuilding mode and stuff like that. And in that process, you like, yo, niggas is looking at me like I'm crazy and I'm a joke or, They may look at you like you're crazy or you're a joke or what you doing or I don't understand it, and you're not in the position of where I thought you would have been. And I'm like, all right, but so it's easy for someone to say, yo, in a career field where it's competitive and is getting there's platforms of who's popular at the time and stuff like that and the trends and stuff like that. It's easy for someone to be like, why are you doing that? Or, I gotta mock you. I gotta make you feel uncomfortable. But my reaction is, damn, oh, this nigga's actually good. This nigga sound, wait, hold up. That's him? That's how he look? Oh, wow. Oh, shit, he really who he say he is. Oh, shit. This nigga not just a fucking wannabe. This nigga not really a cartoon. He for sure the real deal. You feel me? What's up? Yeah. So what was that other person saying? Mmm. See what I mean? Now it becomes uncomfortable. But it don't really gotta be uncomfortable. It only gonna get uncomfortable when say what you were saying before. Say what you were saying in the midst of that. Because we could laugh and we could mock each other. We could roast each other, right? Nah, we can't do that because one person gonna take it serious, and another person, you know what I'm saying, may get emotional and stuff like that. So what is the what is the stages after the mockery? What is the relationship after the critique? Can I critique you? Can I, or am I supposed to just sit there and just be like, yo? And that's the difference between people in careers, sports, stuff like that. Nah, I want you to play like this. I want you to do it like this. I want you to do it like this. That's okay. If it's within the guidelines of winning. Because I've played on teams, right, where I had to sacrifice, meaning that you might not gonna score so much. You might don't have to pass so much. You might don't have to overwork yourself to get a winning end result, right? But when the mockery makes you feel uncomfortable because you know you're not getting the results, you're like, oh, I gotta speak up for myself and I have to, because I'm like, yo, I just don't want to make songs. I just don't want to um, hang out just to hang out. I don't, I don't want to sit down all day and critique other people. You feel me? Like, talk about me. Yeah, talk about me. And when you talk about me, talk about why you talk about me because I'm doing something that's capturing your attention. You feel me? So, as I'm capturing your attention and you talk about me and you say, yo, I like this kid's story because he's amongst the people, but he's different in his own unique way. And the fact that he's unique in his own way and he can express himself and he could take a joke, and he could take a jab, and he could um, share his musical catalog or his his vision of what he thinks art should look like or what it is at the moment and stuff like that, and not feel like, damn, are they gonna judge me? Are they gonna make me feel it? So there's different ways that I express myself in different times and different days and different, because I'm just looking around like, yo, I've been in all different environments, and all environments don't have the same effect. It doesn't have the same engagement. It doesn't have the same aura. It doesn't have the same ambiance. So it's like a constant adjustment of what people are accepting and what people don't accept. And it's like, how can you make something that's accepted in a general um, circulation of embracement to make people want to understand it on a full spectrum, like how people live in Atlanta is not how they live in New York. How people vibe in Cali is not how they vibe in Atlanta. How people, you know what I'm saying, live in Florida is not the same. Texas is not the same. But what's the common denominator? Like, what's the common denominator? And when you, of someone of the arts or something like that, you gotta find that. And when you find that, you go through the stages of being critiqued and stuff like that. But you can't get mad and you can't get upset. You will. You know what I mean? You will, because um, artists are normally sensitive, you know what I'm saying, based off of what type of art they choose to do and the development of your skill is on display because of the social media that we have today. You know what I mean? So on social media now, you like, yo. But for me, I just, like I said, I was like, yo, coming up for me, it was like, yo, ain't no more artist development, right? So how can I create content to show the world the levels and the steps, the ups and the downs, the I don't want to even call them mistakes, because when I'm freestyling and I'm saying, it's just art. It's like some of it is on point, some of it is like ahead of its time. You feel me? Some of it is intricate, or some people may look at it like it's a joke. You know what I mean? So, what do you receive from it? What are you gaining from it? You know what I mean? And how do you look at it? And then now when I have those conversations and those dialogues, I'm like, what did you take from that? He was like, Then I take you on a fucking on a ride of what I meant or what I was talking about, and you're like, oh shit. So I'm like, damn, was you really listening? Or did you hear what you wanted to hear from it? Or, you know what I'm saying, what did you hear from it? You know what I mean? But the easiest thing to do is to mock it. But when you mocking it out of malice, then it's a confirmation of what you really value. You know what I mean? And how the world works today, like I said, it's someone of popularity says, "Yo, this is hot, right? That's fire." Da, da, da. The next couple of people, they like, "Yo, I don't know what he talking about, but you said it's hot. It's hot." Yo, that's my new favorite artist. And that's just how it works. You feel me? So you understand that, and that's the joke within the whole process. You like, yo, why the fuck I'm gonna listen to this person's critique, and why am I listening? Why am I asking this person? If I go to 100 niggas and I say, yo, you like my music? You like, and then like, yo, fam, I ain't feeling it. It'll diminish your whole confidence. But now, if I play the music or I play the shit, and I don't tell people that it's me, they like, yo, who is that? He sound like he could be on the radio. Or he say some shit like that. Yo, you sound like you could be on the radio. Yo, this sound good. But it's you, nigga, the pretty nigga. It's pretty K, you feel me? Pretty Kamar, pretty LAK, you feel me? So, okay, that play ball. So, can I not do all those different things? Can I not be the wild guy that I am and still have these skill sets of professionalism, these skill sets of business, and how to pick and choose um, businesses to be a part of that would express who I am as an individual? Or do you even not know that I could think in that capacity based off of how I look? Or is it that you don't understand that makes you want to have dialogue with other people about who you think I am? You know what I mean? So, and that to me doesn't even matter. Like how people think I am. Like the people that know me, they know who the fuck I am. You feel me? They know what type of nigga I am, right? And person I am. And you know what I'm saying? Don't get offended when I use these colorful words because you know what I'm saying? We are of all races. You feel me? So you know them with it. You feel me? Like everyone is an individual and got them their own unique style. You know what I'm saying? And I think you can't be afraid to express your style. You know what I'm saying? Even if the people don't even understand it yet. Cause I'm like, yo, hooping. It ain't really much rappers that could hoop like that, right? Why you just don't play ball? Like, I still play ball. I have my reasons of why things played out the way it played out. Don't make no excuses. Things played out the way it played out. Music. Yo, why your music ain't? There's reasons why things just played out the way it played out. But you know what happened? The common denominator was I used to listen to the critique and what people were saying, and started following other people's processes and not following my process. When I started following my process, I started to get better. And I started to become more of a stand-up boss. When I involved myself, when I stuck to my guns, when I stuck to the concepts and the strategies that I had, or the gut feelings that I had and stuff like that. When I started to work with individuals who didn't look at it as a seriousness like I did, it kind of didn't go that way. You feel me? So, and if they wanted to mock, I mean, within that crowd of who they was mocking with, I'm pretty sure it was funny. But when they see the seriousness of how better I got, or how good I am, or how great I am, then they like, oh, you sound good, bro. Like, yeah, you really know what you be talking about. You get those type of reactions. You know what I mean? And then as an artist, you don't really care for. You want the applause, but like I said, you don't really need the applause, because that's something that I learned. Like, people are more in awe than the reaction. So if you do something and you're like, oh shit, the reaction is like, you got to give people time to understand and to digest the information, or digest your existence. You know what I mean? People have to digest your existence of what you're capable of doing and what you are doing at the moment. And just to see who is making moves. Like, you just had a conversation with Shay Gilchrist. Gilgis. Um, he lost last year. And I said, yo, they focused on how he dressed so much that none of that mattered when he lost. Because you could see and I know that look, because that look is familiar. I know that look. All great players know that look. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what career you in. People know that look of, like, yeah, someone felt defeated. And when they feel defeated, they come back, right? If they're determined enough. And now he the MVP. So the person I'm having a conversation with, my cousin, I'm like, yo, he gonna come back way better. Because none of that mattered. So I say that to say this now, like, the world is so dynamic, and there's so many different avenues of why people accept you. You gotta make sure you accept yourself. Because some people are gonna accept you for fashion. Some people are gonna accept you for music. Some people are gonna accept you for the way you talk. Some people are gonna accept you for your personality, your mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't gonna accept you at all, depending on where you go, where you live, and the decisions that you make and stuff like that. So your decisions that you make based off other people's judgment is the spark to the mockery. I couldn't wait for you to fuck up. I couldn't wait for you to make a mistake. I couldn't wait for you to lose. I couldn't wait for you to 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 not do what we thought was the right thing to do. I couldn't wait for you to fall into the barrel of, yeah, you just like us. You know what I'm saying? Which is it's us TV, but let us be similar in ways that progresses us to the next level type shit. You feel me? So when you understand that now, you like, yo, that was their perfect moment to create mockery. And you'd be like, damn, that's what you really wanted to say the whole time. So that's how you felt in your mind. I'm like, okay. Doesn't phase me. It just put things into perspective of knowing how other people think. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, last year he was under the scope of how he dressed, even though he was elevating in the way he played. And then this year it was more so how he played. The people who he played against. You feel me? And how he keeps getting better in the process of becoming who he's supposed to be in the long run, right? So are you willing to be mocked? You feel me? I'm willing to be mocked and I'm gonna throw on my smock, you know what I'm saying, and make the picture say what it's supposed to say. And you can critique it however you want to critique it because I'm on the gallery of high appreciation art. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm on the gallery of high appreciating art, you get to say whatever you want to say about the art piece because I want you to express it so that your perspective can add value to who I am as an individual. You know what I'm saying? So as you add in appreciation to me and you think that stuff is a scam and a con or a troll or however you want to look at it, and you think that I'm in um, La La Land and I'm delusional and stuff like that. Like, what's delusional about results? What's delusional about hanging on a rim with my fucking tongue out? Like, what's delusional about hitting a game-winning shot? What's delusional about spitting the illest verse and making it so vivid that the words that I'm using and the picture that you can see is like, yo, I really came from that environment. What is the delusion? What is the delusion? I think it's delusional when you become a mockery, right? And people value the mockery more than they value the people that get results. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is the delusion of people witnessing the steps of success? You feel me? Like, what is the delusion? Isn't it more delusional when you around a bunch of niggas and y'all just laughing about the nigga that's actually doing some shit? That's why I was always out the way sometimes. And not to say that um, people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, because everybody gonna do what they're supposed to do or doing what they decided to do, right? But a lot of times I was away from everyone because I was getting results. Getting results. I'm getting results, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting results and money coming in and getting results. So everything that I do when I was putting myself in position to do, I've always been great at it. You know what I mean? And people want to say, well, you're not supposed to say that you're great. You're supposed to let the people say that you're great. That's false. You have to speak up for yourself, and you have to feel like you're the best, and you have to feel like you're that guy or that girl. You have to feel that way, no matter what anyone says. Even if it's 1,000 people that feel the same way, you have to feel that way about yourself. I'm not gonna tell myself that I feel on the scale of greatness, I'm somewhere mediocre, or somewhere of low value. I'm not going to. I don't talk to myself like that. Everything I do is like I'm on a high level of success. When I walk and I'm like, yo, my nigga, I have to be the best because the shit that I had to go through, everyone didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? That process, everyone didn't do it. So I'm like, the reason why I can speak and improvise and freestyle and all this type of shit instantly with clarity and speak my mind and all that shit and speak up for myself, I'm like, nigga, you gotta go through these processes, man. And you gotta create them so that you don't go through the redundancy of the same thing over and over again. And it doesn't matter if people understand what the fuck you talking about and they understand your mental assembly line of how you gather thoughts and how you make this. You're not supposed to understand it unless you have a team of people who are who have the best your best interests at heart and then like or your best interests at hand and you like, yo, we understand why K move like this. We understand the dynamics of how he think. We understand why he make business decisions like that. We understand the coping mechanisms of stuff like that. That's when it all makes sense. But when it comes to like the mocking and that's it's okay. Just be prepared for when you roast and you got jokes and you got jabs and punchlines and stuff. I'm coming back with them like a motherfucker. You feel me? I'm not, and not all the time, cause sometimes it be like some things don't even deserve a response. Like you don't even gotta be responsive to certain type of chitter chatter stuff like that. So, but then sometimes it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And we live in the fucking realm of entertainment and everything. How do we entertainment from laughing jokes to the same topics over and over and over and over and over again and over again and over again. It's like it's dominated by relationships and what's the perfect relationship. Instead of it saying it's social media. So how do you create rules of engagement so that people can be social and express who they are so people could get to know who people are and you build up the self-esteem and the confidence of people so that they don't be like, I had those moments. But even that is a choice. And in the world we live in right now, it's kind of incognito and then also mysterious and then also is transparent, but it's only transparent with those same topics. Depression, relationship advice. Depression, relationship advice. Mental health. Before it was just like, yo, where's that today? What you doing? Oh, word? That's what y'all like? I bet. Yo, I could, crack jokes with you. Word? I bet. We entertain each other. What's your interests are? Who you be with? Things that make you smile. What numbers to dial? You gonna be here for a while? I'm gonna call my crew. You gonna call your crew. We get rendezvous. You know what I'm saying? At the bar around too. You know what I'm saying? That type of vibes. But it became so conservative. The music now is like, okay, if you're gonna deviate from negative music, right? It can't be to the point where you take out the reality of what's going on in the world because that's the only reason why you gravitated to certain artists. So the message should be make music with your own unique content of how you see the world and enforce censorship by adults so that they know how to deliver the music to the people who they say are influenced by it. Because if you censor music to the point where it sounds watered down, it's not going to have the same effect that it has. All right? So we went from a super lyrical era to a melodic era to a dance era to an era where it was emo to an era where it was um, reality. And if, okay, say for instance now, like Nip, he made it to where music was, he wasn't super metaphorical, but you felt him because he was saying some real shit and you could see the progression of what he was talking about because he kept evolving into who he said he was going to become. But in the midst of that too is speaking more from a living perspective. So you could talk about the reality of it and share your story. But make sure that the content is polished. That's it. And whatever you want to censor is based upon the environment that you're censoring it in. So we know that, okay, a certain level of schooling and growing up from this age to this age, they don't want to hear that type of music because you know the influence it's going to have. And even after that, because you're going to be on the radio, right? So you got to have people that are in position, parents, and be like, yo, okay, don't listen to this, listen to that. That's their responsibility. That's our responsibility. And that's just what it is with that. But to we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that message. Well, you don't want to hear life. And they handpicking the people, and I be feeling like sometimes like yo, I be feeling like I'm one of them. Like they be trying to handpick, and I'm like yo, niggas wasn't really outside with me, and I mean this seriously. There was a couple of times, but people know me. Yo, K was always on the move, and yo, you leaving again? Yeah, bro. Why? Cause shit, I gotta go through life, nigga. And when I'm going through life, there was days where I was alone, nigga. And when I'm alone, those moments have to be expressed because, and it's not all pain too. It's not all pain. Some of it was like the sweetness of the grind, like the sweetness. And I made it my business too to be like, yo, I'm gonna start talking about prosperity. That's another thing. I'm gonna make it my business to be sophisticated and start talking about prosperity. Because I seen, like I said, there's a more life aspect to it. There's a more what is the what are the results from the path that you taking? Some niggas was hustlers, some people are career driven, 9 to 5, some people are entrepreneurs, some people are strippers, some people are they come from different lives and shit like that. So how do you put that into music and make people gravitate toward it? And you can't keep fucking telling me that we're not having that on our program. That's not a good. That's a fucking lie. Cause how's whack songs on the program and the song's getting pushed and you like, yo, wait, how the fuck this song? And this is why the way it happened, why things are happening the way it's happening now. Because you're like, what? They controlling how you listening to the music and the editing of the music and all that other bullshit. I'm like, yo, nobody wants to fucking hear um, a gospel record if they into gangster rap. And that does not taken away from the motivation and empowerment from that gospel record. And it's not taken away from the motivation and empowerment from the gangster rap. But there's worlds that people live in. And that music motivates them in different way. And it'll be watered down if you force a message to people who are like, yo, I don't want to hear Biggie on a gospel record, right? Or Kanye. The way he did it was the way he did it, and the way he impacted it is how he impacted it. But that's not what I want to hear from him. Because what I heard from him that I gravitated to him, that's what I wanted to hear. Because it was in a format and in a way that wasn't forced, or it wasn't people pleasing. You feel me? So when you start pleasing the people, you like, yo, I'm watering down my skills because I'm pleasing the people, not the fans. I'm pleasing the people who want to funnel the message. And you're like, yo, that's not art. That's like saying, yo, here's a canvas, and within this canvas, here's the rules that you could paint within. An artist gonna look at you like, what? That's not going within a record label. I'm talking about the pure art of like, yo, put this artist in this space, make them create, and then when it goes to the next step, we'll worry about the ecosystem of what the label does and stuff like that, or the ecosystem of what our team does to get it to the next level and to get it out to the masses. That's why it's so hard for people to make music, because you're gonna keep making music based off of what people want to hear. I make music based off of the sound. So if I hear a beat and it's on some, I gotta spit my pain, then I'm gonna spit my pain. If I hear music that I gotta talk about the girls, I'm gonna talk about the girls. If I got make music and it's motivational, I'm gonna talk about motivational. So, and then I put it all in perspective and see what songs are aligned with each other and what messages go. And then we make a project and we put it out. But, you know, people are, there's a mockery. What are you talking about? What are you not listening to? Don't you listen? Or you just skim through it? You know what I mean? So those are the aspects that artists need to, not even the artists, the people, just whoever's in position to critique where music is going. It's too much following. Too much following. I gotta follow this. I gotta follow this sound. I gotta follow this. I gotta speak upon this trend. Oh, there's a trend. I gotta jump on this trend. There's a trend. I gotta jump on this trend. So do some new shit. That's why I don't dress like people. I don't. I'll be doing the opposite. Not intentional to just be like, yo, but I like to have my own vision of how things are supposed to go for myself. And based off the results that I get, you know what I mean? I get good results being myself. You know what I mean? And like I said, all these characters from these books that we study and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I end up looking like them and living like them. And people be surprised and be like, yo, I'm like, yo, how the fuck? I thought we were supposed to be living like these characters, bro. I can't be looking like an outcast or a foreigner or some type of alien to the plot of things, because you gave me a guide and it was like, yo, it's forbidden. Like I always say this. How the fuck shit is forbidden if it's on YouTube? Should be only forbidden to the people that are fucking pretty and angelic and look like they not supposed to be of that ambiance and shit like that. Like, you don't deserve, or who are you? And you're not supposed to have this confidence, and you're supposed to be humble, and all this fuckery that people be talking about. What are they talking about? The ultimate is being yourself, and being of the people in ways that are similar to experiences, so that they can understand and gravitate to who you are. You know what I mean? Whether it's through whatever art form you choose to do. You know what I mean? And that'll keep you grounded and on high when you are in a space of like, yo, no matter what this person tells me or what this person is telling me, I can have my own fucking opinion and my own facts that I incorporate in my life for me to move in a way that is distinct, so that I don't lose my mind, or I don't end up thinking in low frequencies of people that are mocking and critiquing. If it's not done in a comedic way, you know what I mean? Because we like to laugh and we like to have fun. But, when the mocking becomes like, you can't hang with us, you can't sit with us, and I'm like, yo, I just fucking built some chairs, you know what I'm saying? Definitely knew how to make a a hanger, like Jamaicans would say, clothesline, where we hang our clothes. So if I want to go hang out and shit like that, I know how to make those. You feel me? I know how to introduce myself and meet different people. You know what I mean? I know how to articulate myself in all different rooms and express myself. So if you saying I can't hang or sit with you or some shit like that, then I just go fucking build my own house, go build my own chair, go build whatever I need to go build, like, from however I need to build it. You know what I mean? So I don't who I've never been the not popular kid at anywhere I went. I've probably been the kid that was like, yo, I'm chilling. I'ma holla at y'all later. You know what I'm saying? I'ma holla at y'all when I come back up. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Or like, I'm busting a move. You know what I'm saying? See y'all. You know what I mean? So I've never. I'm not gonna say never. I'm not known for not having women around, or money, or experiences of fun. Like there's just different stages in life where it's, it's not for everyone to witness. It's not everyone um for people to even critique or to know about because there's not like a 24-hour camera around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then there's people that they do put on those spectrums, and because, like I said, if someone is so important to you where they would have to go through to block you, to talk about you, to critique you, to and this is all in the space of you progressing, right? Not in the stage of weirdness and the bullshit that be going on, but in the stage of you progressing. I'm like, yo, you got to be a unique individual because they don't understand. So I'm like, yo, if you don't put out, because I was gonna say put a label over you or something, but you don't gotta put no label over you. Put out like this, like a podcast or something, so you can express yourself, or you have someone like me who could speak on behalf of the like-minded individuals and be like, yo, what the fuck you was thinking about me, or what you thought about me, or what you thought I was. What? That was your perception of me? Like, really? And that's how it goes most of the time. You know, I'm sitting there, I'm listening, we're having a dialogue and stuff. Like, sometimes I be on my bullshit in the sense of, like, how people present themselves. So I just be like, yo, I got time for this shit, man. I ain't get straight to a point. Or sometimes it's like, okay, wow, I'm intrigued. You know what I'm saying? I want to know more. And we having a dialogue and we going back and forth, and I'm like, wow, like, really? Then it turns into something, um, exotic or um, sapio type of vibe, and you know what I'm saying. Then it turns into something sexual, and then so we talking to a shorty, you know what I'm saying, and I am talking about the shorties, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, yo, wow, I didn't know you was like that. I didn't know you could speak like that, or I didn't know you were into that and all that type of stuff, and then who you was listening to? Who told you about me? Who was saying these things? And then that doesn't even matter because it's like you gotta just listen to you gotta have that direct dialogue and that direct interaction and that direct engagement to see how people really are. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when the mockery turns into silent gratification. You know what I mean? I think that's what I'm gonna end it off. Like silent gratification because it's like, yo, someone will talk so much shit about you, and then you meet them, and it's just like, oh shit, yo, this nigga really cool, bro. You feel me? You know what I mean? So it's a never-ending story. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like I said, you gotta pinpoint things and put things in perspective and highlight these moments so that even if you don't speak to people after the mockery, or you probably won't even get to meet certain people, they would know for themselves and be like, all right, damn, you saying some real shit. I bet. Now I got some type of guide to evaluate myself so I could see the perspective of my view. You feel me? And then now things open up in your world, all because you watch things open up in my world. So you already know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Jazz America, Us TV, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Easy does it. Definitely go on my store and go through there and get you some products. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to become a customer in the world that I've created. You know what I mean? Because I got what you want. I got what you need. I got what you want. I got what you need. I bet you want another shot. This time I'm going to make it hot. You feel me? All the time I'm going to make it hot. But yeah, you already know what it is. Holla at your boy. That was my topic for today. What's after mockery? What is the reaction after mockery? I mean, holla at your boy. Jazz.